What is real? What is not? In these fantasy movies, if you can imagine it, the movie industry can make it real. Let your imagination run wild when you see the movie spotlight picks for epic high fantasy movies with some supernatural powers. In the fantasy world, anything is possible. In an alternate reality, each of their own variations. Be sure to check out number 1. Let's get to it and jump to number 10. We see the Unhealer, where faith healing is a real thing. Fluger, a healer played by Lance Henriksen, takes pity on a now bedridden bullied teenager Kelly, played by Elijah Nelson, and uses his supernatural shaman powers in an attempt to heal him from his compulsive eating disorder, feasting on unedibles that doctors can't help him with. As the healer places his hands on Kelly, it backfires, ending in a disaster, and not only heals him, but Kelly gains supernatural powers as any pain inflicted on him instantly heals and is inflicted on his aggressor. We see a bully attack him, and for every punch that lands on Kelly, the bully feels the pain and bleeds instead of Kelly, and Kelly heals. Kelly goes on a rampage to exact revenge against his bullies. After, the bullies see Kelly riding his bike and decide to scare him by tailgating him until Kelly hits a pothole and is crushed and dragged under the car. And due to his powers, his injuries are transferred to the driver of the car, causing his death. The bullies play a prank to get even, but it goes wrong and kills someone he loves. Kelly flies into a rage and a murderous spree, and his powers become uncontrollable. Do you think Kelly will survive? In this epic high fantasy movie, we see Enhanced, where a woman, Alana Bailey, is Anna, and is being hunted down by a government organisation for her enhanced abilities like super strength, as they refer to her and others as weapons. George Shakov plays George as part of an elite military unit specialising in capturing mutant fugitives, and they are on Anna's tail. But she's not the only one.
Alright, problem size.
Even stronger super enhanced mutant David, played by Chris Mark, with stronger abilities like regenerative abilities and telekinesis, starts a killing spree and gets stronger each time he kills others like him. And then the agents and mutants are questioning their allegiances. Who can Anna trust? 8 has us thinking about infinites. Do we live just one life? Or do we live a series of multiple lives, but we just can't remember our past lives? This is Mark Wahlberg as Evan Macaulay's problem, as he simply has trouble remembering. Others like him, known as infinites, go to great lengths to help him jog the memory
of these is yours.
Of his past lives, almost drowning him in the quest, as they are in the search for a hidden artifact that only his past life knows, their location of, hidden so well that generations have searched for decades. He suffers from strange vivid hallucinations that doctors have him medicated on. But are these really memories of his past lives? After all, only past reincarnations can remember their past learnt skills and memories. Like, how would Evan know how to craft a sword like a blacksmith? But what is hidden will protect all life on the planet. Will he be able to find it and save the generations to come? In the world of high fantasy, wizardry and witches are high up on our list. Some 70 years before Harry Potter was around at number 7, we are taken back to the 1920s. In New York, in Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, Eddie Redmaybe is Newt Scamander and is carrying around an all-important case. Well, what's in it and what makes it so special? On his global excursion, he has collected an array of magical creatures that need to be kept hidden from dark magic by dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald, wanting to create chaos out of the existing peace that lies in the world. The worst happens, as somehow Newt manages to lose the precious case, mixing it up with Jacob No-Match. That's American for muggle, if you follow Harry Potter. And some of the creatures go missing. Then you see Newt and Jacob on a trip and magically disappear into a suitcase on an adventure, of course. and they encounter an Obscurus, which is a powerful magical parasite that develops inside magical gifted children and suppresses their magical abilities. Sadly, those affected don't really live past the age of 10, but we see a child afflicted and attacks the city in a fit of rage. They manage to catch some of the hidden beasts, but in doing so they catch the eye of Senior Aurora Percival Graves, who has a hidden agenda and thinks Newt is conspiring with Grindelwald. So they decide to erase Jacob's memories and destroy the case and sentence Newt and his friends to death. So what happens to these fantastic beasts on the loose? Let's follow their adventure. The movie features an Occamy, a snake-like creature with wings, a Niffler, a platypus-like black-haired creature who wreaks havoc seeking anything shiny, like jewels, coins, or treasures. And of course, there is a twist at the end, as it is revealed who is the Grindelwald in hiding. 6 sees the magical adventures in the Forbidden City, also known as Abigail. In this city, where the borders have been sealed off by the government many years earlier, the citizens are trapped due to a mysterious, terrible disease. Abigail is who we follow in this story, and it is told that her father has fallen ill and was taken when she was just 6 years old due to the epidemic. And Abby is out searching for her father and discovers that the epidemic actually never happened and is a huge deception and cover-up. What in fact is real? Abby learns that she lives in a world of magic, and the real reason is that her city was seized by dark magic. They wiped out sorcerers and banned magic in an attempt to erase all traces of its existence, and anyone found using magic is deemed infected and removed. What happens when Abby discovers that she has magical abilities stirring around inside of her? As they hunt her down, is Abby able to flee? Our 5 pick sees a mission set during the Cold War in this fantasy world where Patriot has created a Guardian super agent squad with hidden identities, as we see individuals with out of this world fantasy powers. As the experimental laboratory, the 4 augment their DNA to enhance their performance as they go on a mission. Arceus can change to a giant bear man. Khan has super speed wielding curved swords. Lair can control the elements like earth and stone, and Zinnia can become invisible and transform into water. The creator Kuratov flees after the second program fails and bombs the lab, but only survives as he converts his body into a cyborg. He goes on a rampage and creates multiple clones of himself, and the army are unable to stop him. Kuratov offers the Guardians the chance to join him, and they refuse and become trapped, while the Guardians come out of hiding to save the city. Our 4th pick is Odd Thomas, who is played by Anton Yelchin with a paranormal secret. With his clairvoyant abilities, he calls psychic magnetism. He can see dead people everywhere, like ghostly Bodarks, who are predators who feed on pain and can take over human bodies and command them at will, especially for those who are able to see him and speak to them. So Thomas ignores that he can see them, so he doesn't alert them to his gift. In this epic fantasy, Thomas, who is a cook and has strange encounters with a creepy man Fungus Bob, played by Shula Henze, linked to the dark threatening forces. So, can Thomas use his abilities together with his girlfriend Stormy Llewellyn in this fantasy world to stop mass destruction of apocalyptic proportions, with Bodarks taking over the world? In the fantasy land of Oz, and the great and powerful takes us to Kansas. We see shady magician Oscar, played by James Franco, being swept away in a tornado into an enchanted fantasy world called Oz, where things may not always be what they seem. He sees things in Oz which may not be real, as he struggles with the power of 3 witches, Theodora, who is Mila Kunis, Ivanora, who is Rachel Weisz, and Glinda, played by Michelle Williams, who think Oscar is the great wizard that everyone is expecting. Oscar uses all of his tricks that he hides in his sleeve, and doses of imagination and sensory manipulation as an illusion to prove that he is the great Wizard of Oz, to work out who is in fact good and evil between the 3 witches. In our penultimate high fantasy pick, we have Warcraft at the beginning. We witness a horde of orcs flee their own uninhabitable planet to invade the human realm planet Azeroth via a magical portal opened by Gul'dan, played by Daniel Wu. Led by a fierce orc leader, Blackhand, portrayed by Clancy Brown, human and orcs clash on this peaceful planet, and orc warrior Duratan, played by Toby Kebbell, forges an alliance with a group of humans.
To save our people.
The mighty warrior Lothar, played by Travis Fimmel, an all-powerful wizard Medivh, who is Ben Forster, to overthrow the orc corrupt Gul'dan, who is the true evil leader behind the war and Horde. Who will win this war? Will the horde of orcs take over Azeroth, or will the human alliance stop them in time and return the planet to peace?
Against humankind.
Before we reveal the movie spotlight's pick for epic high fantasy movies, be sure to smash that subscribe button now. In our epic high fantasy #1 choice, we see this alternate reality in Bright, where mystical creatures of fantasy, such as elves, fairies, and orcs coexist and live side by side with humans. The first orcish LAPD police officer is Nick Jacoby, played by Joel Egerton, in the search of a weapon that both the human world and the mystical worlds are looking for: a magical wand and an elf girl who wields it. The magical department is interrogating a terrorist organization called Shield of Light, who protect a group known as Brights as the only ones capable of wielding the powerful magical wand relic. The organization is seeking to return the Dark Lord and destroy the world. Jacoby and Ward get involved as they stumble on the Shield of Light safe house and arrest Alftica, played by Lucy Fry, bagging her magical wand artifact, but they soon realize that she isn't the enemy here and needs protection from the Dark Lord and Dark Road Elf Leela, played by Numi Rapace. If you enjoyed this video, why not check out some of the top superhuman abilities in movies by clicking on the screen right now.